What is up, guys? Back with another video. Brand new day. I'm in the 911. I'm cruising. SCHD's still lagging behind the S&P 500, but I'm still adding. So I'm gonna hop off and hop back on. I'll tell you how many shares I'm up to. All right, we're up to 56,326 shares. I don't know why I thought I got more, but I didn't. But I've added a little UPS and Cal-Maine Foods. So I'm basically just looking for stocks that meet the Benjamin Graham discounted cash flow model, where they have a 20% margin of safety. These are like all the criteria, not or, but and. Like all they meet, like a stock that meets all of these. I use the Peter Lynch fair value calculation. If that's in the green, I use the Benjamin Graham discounted cash flow model. If it's below its intrinsic value by 20%, if it's, I need to get gas. If the stock has a dividend yield over SCHD's dividend yield, because I'm trying to find an undervalued stock that also can keep me building income. Because I did sway when I started doing the Joel Greenblatt formula, and I was just buying stocks that didn't have a dividend, and then I ultimately want to have income. So then the fourth one is the Joel Greenblatt magic formula. The stock also has to have a higher than in the positive earnings yield and a high return on capital. If it has all four of those, dividend yield over SCHD, high earnings yield, high return on capital, it's below its intrinsic value by a margin of safety of 20%, and it has a positive Peter Lynch fair value calculation, like it has upside, it's below its intrinsic value. If it meets all of those, I added. So I added UPS, Cal-Maine Foods, and Pfizer. So it did bump the dividend income up a little bit. So we are drastically close to $60,000 a year in income from dividends. We're at 59,600 and something. I'm not going to knock UPS because I'm heading in there right now actually to ship a package. The other stock I was going to add is HPQ, Hewlett Packard. It meets all those too, but the dividend yield is only like 4.10. It's not that much higher than SCHD, so it does have a good dividend growth rate though. It does grow fairly quickly. It's 5-year and 10-year average growth rate. All right, got the UPS stuff done. We got packages. My son's selling stuff on eBay. All right, guys, now we're on the golf cart, heading to play basketball. I've got a broken finger, but I taped it. I taped my ring finger to my middle finger, so maybe I'll be able to play. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna find out when we get there. Nice day outside. It's a little overcast, but it's not too sunny. Back at the house, I'm eating ground beef with dinosaur eggs. Psych. There's a potato. Guys, back at the house, just ate. Check out this onesie. Daily driven Porsche. What is up, guys? Brand new day. I'm in the F-250 at 6:46 a.m. Shout out to everybody watching the channel. So one of the viewers or subs, they wrote, "Hey, how do you find the Joel Greenblatt Magic Formula stocks?" I'm going to tell you real quick, but then I want to make one note. So I just go to stockanalysis.com, and then what I do is I go to stock screener, click on stock screener, and then click add filter. Once you click, look at the sun in the rearview mirror. Freaking bright. Looks cool. So then you click, I need to clean this windshield. I ran out of windshield washer fluid. Stockanalysis.com, stock screener, and then click add filter. Type in earnings yield, or just type in the word yield, and it'll pop up earnings yield. It's a filter. Select it, and then type in return on capital. Select it, and then set it to whatever number you want that's positive. I like to go above like 10 or 15, so you get some real ones that are real, that really have a high earnings yield or a decent return on capital. And then you sort them. So you can sort them by, you can click on earnings yield and sort them from earnings yield, the highest to the lowest. Well, what I do is I copy them and I put them in ChatGPT. And then what Joel Greenblatt was doing was he was giving them a score. So he was scoring them based on their cumulative score, the earnings yield plus the return on capital. Whoever had the top, and then he was ranking them from 1 to 30. And he was just, or 1 to whatever. And then he was just buying the top 30. So I'm not saying it's a good idea or good strategy. That's just a way you could do it. So I put it in ChatGPT and I say to it, add these together. Whoever has the best earnings yield and the best return on capital, whoever has the highest score, rank them from 1 to whatever the list is. But the note I want to make is that if you look at all these strategies and you look at all this stuff and you look at the S&P and you think about all the YouTube talking heads like me and all these people telling you to do this, do that, trade this, buy this, stake this, you know, if you look at the S&P in the past year to date, it's up 14%. 1 year, it's up 17%. 5 year, it's up 102%. If you're young, dude, just like someone left a comment, they said, man, I wish I wouldn't have bought so many of those biotech stocks and trying to chase. I was doing the same thing, dude. I was buying CRISPR, Editus, all that stuff. Some of them might have panned out, and they still may pan out, and you might make a huge amount of money. But what I'm getting at is the chances of us picking single stocks and being like a Warren Buffett. The other thing about Warren Buffett, too, is this, and he's even admitted this and mentioned this. He took, like, I don't know, 120 swings, and only 3 or 4 were ones that hit it out of the park. Like, if he didn't buy Apple or Coca-Cola when he did and hold on to them, his average annual return would have been nowhere near what it is now. What I'm getting at is there was a few names he bought and held for a long time. It's like I showed in my account how it looks like my account is up 450% in the last 5 years. It's just from I happened to buy the one, I held that one quantum stock, you know, and it makes the whole total account look amazing. But it's like the chances of us doing that over and over and over are so rare, dude. I would just buy S&P 500 or save your money and start investing in real estate if you can find undervalued real estate. Like real estate, remember, you make your money when you buy. So, I mean, if you're a buy and hold for cash flow, yes, that can pan out too. But I'm just saying that because someone left a comment, they said, should I buy real estate or stocks if I'm young? And I'm honestly not one to answer that question because I loved real estate because I love the fact that it was illiquid. So that's another comment someone left. They said, what do I do if I'm 19 and I have, like he said, I have $3,000 or $5,000 invested in S&P 500? How do you not touch it to buy stuff as you start getting older? Because you want to enjoy it while you're young, you know? And he's right. That was the hardest part for me. I could never follow the first rule of compounding, and that's don't interrupt it unnecessarily. I could never get that. I could never not interrupt it. I was constantly pulling from it. I would always dip in my stock account and just be like, oh, I'll take this out. We're going to go on a trip. I'll take this out. I still do it. You know what my biggest fear is right now? I've got the dividend income stacking, and I'm showing you guys a number. My biggest fear is that I already know there's going to come a time where either with taxes for the business, some life event, something's going to happen. Even if I have my emergency fund, it's going to be more than that amount, and I'm going to have to dip into my stock account. And then I'm going to have to come on the channel and tell you guys, oh, I went from having $59,000 in dividend income, now I'm back down to this. That's what I'm like, how do I mitigate that? How do I not do that? So I guess I don't know how you not do it. Honestly, I think maybe build some type of emergency fund or have different buckets, like a fund bucket, an investment bucket, and just tell yourself, like for the way I can invest everything first now before I pay myself anything, the way I can do that now is because the why is so strong. Like the reason why I'm investing is so strong. I'm investing because I'm worried that something could happen with our business and I'm going to be like down and out and I have no backup plan. I have no plan B. So for me, it's like do or die, dude. I'm like racing in a video game before my life runs out, trying to collect all the coins and make it to the end of the game. So when my life bar runs out, I'm like, oh, I'm safe. I did it. We're good. Even if we got to downsize, at least I'm like, we did it. People aren't thinking about this. Working extremely hard because you're trying to accumulate as much as you can at a young age because you're going to need way more than you think you do when you're older. You have no clue, dude. One health thing, like Social Security could disappear. That's the way I think, at least. Some people just don't think like that. When you're young, you're just like kind of going through the motions, like just enjoy it. Like, I'm like, don't enjoy your life. Don't have fun. Everything's horrible. Save as much as you can to survive. No, it's not like that. But at the same time, we do live in a Disneyland, dude. Look around the world. Some of the stuff going on are in other countries and stuff. We live in La La Land here. You know? Like, we live in La La Land. Think of those things, because I know that everything around us is like a cardboard facade. I didn't mean to make it all like that, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to make it that point. So maybe you can say to yourself, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go buy this thing that I'm just going to go be Mr. Fancy for 1 year, and then I'm going to be stressed out because I'm going to have like a Chick-fil-A bag on the floorboard, and now I got this $800 a month payment. I'm no one to give anybody advice. I'm jumping all around. Somebody wrote on the channel, damn bro, this is some ADD talk. I forget what I was even talking about in the very beginning of the video. Oh, the Joel Greenblatt stocks. But my point I was trying to make was, yeah, it's fun to buy some single stocks and stuff like that. Like I bought some single stocks for the dividend yield that could be undervalued stocks that could go up over time. But I think that if you're young, keep it simple. Just keep it simple. And somebody made a comment. They said putting all your money in one investment is risky. That is true. That's true. I guess if you have all your money in the stock market, it is good to diversify. Like it has helped me at times when I had money in crypto or I had a rental and the real estate market dumped and I didn't feel that stressed because I still had the rental income coming in, or maybe the crypto was solid that day. And so that does help. But then you have people like Buffett that say like diversity is like a hedge against ignorance. So it's like, I guess if you really know about something, it's not as risky, but I think overall it is risky probably to have everything in one thing. But when you look at the S&P 500, yes, it's in one asset class, like paper assets, like stocks, but it is diversified across 500 companies, so it does mitigate the risk somewhat. But that's why, you know, you can have an emergency fund, or you can have, some people as they get older, they have their money in bonds, or they have an annuity. I'm saying keep it simple while you're young. If you have a really long runway, your risk is diminished. If you look at the amount of the percentage of the time that the S&P 500 is negative after a year, I can't remember what the number is, but it's like maybe in the 80% or 70%. But then it's like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I think 20 years, the percentage of the time the S&P 500 is in the red is zero. It's below zero. Above zero. So it's like rarely ever in the red after 20 years or 10 years. I can't remember. You can look up those statistics. But what I'm saying is the longer your time horizon, the less risk there is. So if you're young, you just keep it simple. You just dollar cost average something. You treat it like it's just a system, dude. Systematize it. And you just work. And people can do this through their 401k. Someone wrote on the video something about 401k. Max out your 401k. I like 401ks, like if the company matches, yes, it's free money, it's amazing. But in the long run, dude, the fees of the 401k, look into the fees. Like ask your provider, like whoever your provider is through your work, to show you the fee structure of your 401k. It is insane. And if you guys think I'm making it up, listen to the book Money Master the Game or Unshakable. It's a condensed version by Tony Robbins. He goes into detail about the fees and how much money you lose with the law of compounding over time. You end up having like 33 1/3 of your money over time because of the fees. Like 2% compounded becomes a large amount of money. 2% of your portfolio. I'm not saying not to invest in a 401k. I mean, if the company's matching the money, I actually loved 401k when I was a mechanic. I had 30,000 in it, and they used to give these loans against your account. It was interest-free loans, and it was penalty-free, and I used to take them all the time when I was like trying to pay our debt down. I shouldn't have been doing it, but I was taking the 401k loan when I was a mechanic, trying to figure out a way to like get the money for the down payment for a house. Or that's how I think I got the down payment, was actually 401k loan. I think ours was through Prudential or Fannie Mae. I can't remember. Like there's a lot of paths up the mountain. You know, some might say this one's wrong, that one's wrong. As long as we're going on a path, or we're at least trying to do something, I think it doesn't hurt. I guess the message of this video is, instead of chasing all these dragons and trying to get that feeling again, like I had one time with Shiba, and then I lost all my Ethereum and paid $700,000 in taxes, or I did with Quantum, you know, similar thing. Like I chased it and then I thought, oh, I'll do it again, and then you lose a bunch of money trying to find another winner. Instead of doing that, dude, sometimes it's like the turtle in the hare, just slow and steady, and just have a small portion of your portfolio that you play with for the Hail Marys, for the go longs. All right, guys, I'm back on the streets. I got Elsa and Anna with me. Ooh.